started and even tried making statements suggesting that they would lure him towards their side. Do you think they're looking at it and the situation right now and salivating and saying, yeah, there's still a possibility and opportunity here that we could work with Raila Odinga?
No, I don't think the opposition is looking for Raila. I think Raila is the one who will look for the opposition if he decides. Huh? And I also wanted to comment and say, if you look at the Raila currently that is now in government, the kind of base he had, look at Kisii. And I totally disagree with Professor here regarding mobilization, because here politics is about reality. And if you don't mobilize blocks of people, you are unlikely to ever lead this country. And the opposition now, if you look at, I was talking about Raila, if you look at Nyanza, Kisii, that base has disappeared. If you look at Western, a very big portion of the Western bloc, that is the Luhya people, are not with Raila. And he's been able to use that base as a bloc for his negotiations. So even when he's coming to negotiate, if at all that happens, he will be negotiating from a point of weakness. Again, being a third force, like Professor here clearly saying, is something that will help neither of the candidates, which means if you go into a runoff, the most likely outcome is Ruto will not be part of the runoff, because if Ruto does not have Raila by his side, I don't think he can even get 3 million votes in the next election. So, like I said earlier, the person who should be concentrating much on these Raila statements and where he's headed is not the people in the opposition. It should be the president and his people, because that is the only vote that they can actually, other than the Rift Valley vote, that is the only place that they can look for votes. Because if you go across the country, I don't think Ruto has any hope without Raila. So while we might belabor the point and discuss Raila because he's been there, we'll talk about him, he's negotiating post-election, pre-election, he's trying to steady his ship. But even the unfortunate bit, and that is a reality that we live by, is that even the people we are with in parliament, they will wait for directions from Raila, the people who are with him. If today he decides that they are not in government, all of them again will start criticizing government. If tomorrow he says we are back in government, again that will happen. And that has been the ODM way of doing things.
All right.
So as much as we try and say that we could have parties in this country, normally we have parties, but there is someone within the party who gives the direction of the party.
All right.
And that's why even negotiations, you run or you watch them on TV without knowing that something that is going on. And Raila has been, he's very adept at those surprises. So
Enough.
That is the only way. But in terms of a runoff, I think it would be to our benefit, the people who are not in support of Ruto.
All right. And yes, the confusion persists on what exactly Raila Odinga will do in 2027. And his latest pronouncement